Toronto. VK on the beat. Check. I'm in Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm from Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm in Toronto.
You can sing along if you guys want.
I was worried I was going to start rapping, which I may not recover from.
It's okay. I can always mute your mic if it's no good. Okay.
That might just be a good policy in general. I don't know.
Welcome to episode 1613 of Toronto Mic'd, proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery, a fiercely independent craft brewery who believes in supporting communities, good times, and brewing amazing beer. Order online for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. Building Toronto Skyline. A podcast and book from Nick Iones. And Ridley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921. Joining me today, making their Toronto Mic'd return, is Gina Kennedy and Devon Lougheed. Is that how you say it?
You know, my whole family says it differently, so
how do you say it?
I would say Lougheed, but I'm never mad about anything.
Did I get that right the first time? Lougheed?
Yeah, let's not even wind back. You got it right. That's amazing.
As if I'd go to check and see, but you could just tell me what I want to hear. Okay.
That's right.
You two are altered by mom. Yeah. How you doing?
We're so good. It's so good to be back and back in the basement. Thanks for having us.
Gina, are you only here because you get another lasagna from Palma Pasta? Be honest with me, I can handle it.
It's not the only reason, but it
was
is
enticing.
a perk.
Oh, I have a question. So, Devon, Gina, and Devon, you're doing well?
Yeah, I can't believe how well I'm doing.
And
one of those.
You're like Corey Hart. You wear your sunglasses at night.
I do.
Right?
I do.
Gina, are those sunglasses? Because they're tinted.
They are sunglasses. They used to be mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they've been
I wish I
themed.
could say that they're to block the blue light, but I'm going to say they're to block any bad vibes.
You know, you're too young to remember the ad where the guy on, I don't know, he's in like Long Branch. Did I say Long Branch? Long Beach. He's in California, and he's walking like the boardwalk, and he starts rapping. Like you were going to rap there, but he raps about blue blocker. Have you ever seen this, ever encountered this on YouTube maybe? My blue blockers, yeah, listen to you, me. And he does some like Muhammad Ali, like I fight like a fly, like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And he's talking about the blue blockers. And that's what I thought of when I saw your blue blockers.
Oh.
And then I thought of Corey Hart, and now I'm thinking about you guys. But what I want to know off the top here, we have a lot of ground to cover. I got music, and it's going to be amazing. And we're going to crack open Great Lakes beer in like 2 seconds. Who am I chatting with on Blue Sky? So here's the thing. So I DM on Blue Sky with the official Altered by Mom account, which is alteredbymom.whatever. And I actually don't know. Like when I'm writing, am I writing Devon? Am I writing Gina? Would I write one differently than the other? Like, I don't know, but I'm now going to find out. Who have I been chatting with?
Well, the fun of it all is that all of our accounts, you never know who you're talking to.
But I legit can't tell. Like, sometimes I imagine I'm messaging Gina, and then sometimes it's Devon.
Who do you think it is?
Well, Mike, if you said, Mike, who do you think you've been chatting with? I think I've been chatting with Devon.
That's actually a really good guess. It's funny. Most
I got a 50-50 shot over here.
Yeah, that's right. I would say so. Most of our social stuff, I would say Gina handles.
Yeah.
But I have access to it, most of it, and will just help myself sometimes, usually to Gina's chagrin. But Blue Sky is the one area that I have free range.
It felt like a Devon exchange, but not like definitively so.
Yeah.
Which is why most of our socials are about the band, our music, the things we're doing like that, and our Blue Sky is about complete nonsense.
So, yeah, well, okay. Well, I sensed a bit of Devon-ness going on there, but then I always wonder, it's interesting when they're messaging somebody, they don't put -D or something. But not that it matters. Like, it doesn't matter, but you're two individuals in a duo, and I'm chatting with the band, but still I don't know. Like, even as I was waiting for you guys to drop by, I'm like, I don't know if I've been for days and weeks. I've been chatting with somebody. Am I chatting with Gina? Am I chatting with Devon? I was just curious to find out.
Yeah, we got to keep the mystery alive. You know?
Okay, so all that flirting was with Devon.
I was gonna say, are you disappointed?
Where did the nude pics come from? You know,
Wow.
the internet
okay.
provides.
My mind is blown here. Okay, so let me tell people about your first appearance, and then we're going to crack open our Great Lakes, and then we're going to get into it here. I'm really happy to have you back here.
Yeah, us too.
December 2023, that was like a titch over a year ago. You guys were here. In fact, you were just chatting with my youngest, and she was excited because I told her rock stars were coming by, and then usually she's at school. So there's not too many recordings when she's not at school. And she heard there was a girl rock star, and she got very excited, and you said she came down and ignored Devon completely. She just want to talk to you.
Which I did not care for, but I can deal.
But then Gina said something about how she had met Morgan earlier, like last year, and then I realized, oh, you guys must have done an evening recording last time too.
Yeah, I guess we did.
Okay, so that's very unusual. But you guys have like jobs or something? Like what's going on here?
No.
We just decided to do this at night. Okay, so December 2023, it was episode 1172.
Wow.
And now we're at 6. What am I doing? I'm working. Wait a minute. 23. Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I said 1 year, right?
Well, we're in
What year is this,
2025
Gina?
now.
What's going on over
Happy
here?
New
Okay.
Year, Mike.
I was trying to figure out how did I do so many episodes in 1 year, but it was 2 years. Okay. December 2023, in this 1172nd episode of Toronto Mike chats with Gina Kennedy and Devon Lougheed about all things altered by mom. I was sweating that. Their relationships with, and these are the following people we talked about. So maybe here we get a little update on all these people. Sky Wallace.
Yeah.
Are we still good with Sky?
Of course.
Love Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to create some like Toronto indie conflict.
No,
here.
we just went to their wedding.
Who married whom?
I married Sky.
And I also married Sky.
That's legal now. I heard. Okay,
Apparently.
like a throuple. Okay, so I'm jealous of all of you.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
In
Okay.
Trump's Canada, we can do anything
That's
we
right.
want. So
I don't know if
First
that's
day.
funny yet. Like
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
too right, Gina? Like
Too much. I agree.
it's too close.
soon.
Because I'm getting a lot of these jokes. Brad Jones from Ridley Funeral Home was here to record his podcast earlier, and he made a joke about 51st Date. I don't find it funny at all.
Yeah.
Like it's just maybe at one day that like meant one day soon, maybe when this is all like, oh, we love you, Canada, you're our best friend or whatever. You're, just goofing on you, and then I'll be like, oh, that's kind of funny. But this close to it all, like I just don't trust any of it. So like I don't find it funny.
Elizabeth May will protect us all.
She's gonna get her KFC knife at the
Yeah.
border.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to beat them with like hockey sticks and guitars or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
But
Donuts.
not funny. Get out of my basement. Okay, so
Devon, we just got here.
Sky Wallace got married for
yeah,
real,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
and Sky Wallace married. And was this in Toronto?
Sort of. It's just outside. I wonder how much. I mean, like, I know all this info, but I wonder how much I should be giving away.
Well,
but
you're not giving a SIN number up or whatever. Like,
yeah, I have that too. Hers is 3, 5, and then it's a bunch of 6 9s, which is very funny.
whoa.
She got married at a lovely spot that was meaningful to her family with lots
Yeah.
of family history, and it was
wonderful.
It was really great. I
Yeah.
enjoyed dressing up. I
Well,
enjoyed
I'm pissed because
dancing.
where was my invitation? I was so good to Sky Wallace early in Sky's career. I know, goodness gracious.
You know what? I think the trick was just to bump into her like the week before the wedding.
Yeah.
I think you might have gotten an invite.
All right, big Sky Wallace fan here. So we talked
Yeah,
a lot
us
about
too.
Sky then. We're talking about Sky now. And the reason I met Sky Wallace is actually the same reason I met you guys, is Ron Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the legend.
Was Ron at this wedding?
Ron was not at the wedding.
They had a show.
yeah,
so,
the low had
yeah.
a low show.
A low show. Were they in Buffalo?
Possibly, right?
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Named after the band.
Yeah.
Right, LOW. Now, Devon, you did work with Ron, right?
That's right. I worked with Ron on an EP that he did that I really like called Trash Talking at the Speed of Sound.
I too really like it.
Great tunes on there. I think you probably sing something.
But Gina, do you
else,
have to
know.
like it? Like, what if it was shit? Would
I definitely don't have to.
Yeah, Gina has what we call the East Coast honesty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's good because I actually like it because if she's telling me she likes something, it means she really does.
Like she's blunt. Is that what that means? East Coast honesty?
I do know how to be polite. I just sometimes think
Yeah,
that people need
But
to
you
hear
don't
the
feel you
truth.
need to be polite with people who you care about?
Well, it's
something
more
like
that
that?
like I would want to know the truth most of the time.
Right.
So I feel like I have a good.
Was that like
barometer.
if you have a booger in your nose? And
Yeah.
like, you,
Yeah.
You got a
you
bat in the
need
cave.
your
Yeah.
partner, whatever, How would you describe Devon? He's a partner? What
He's a
is
guy
he?
with a booger in his nose.
He would tell you, though. He would tell you.
Is that what you're telling me right now, that I have a booger?
Mike was saying it. Not
Well,
me.
now that I know I've been chatting with Devon all this time, I'm going to tell him if he has a booger in his nose. We're
You
tight
should.
now. We're
Yeah,
tight
we're
now.
close.
Then you can
Okay.
be
close.
better friends.
So Ron Hawkins, who is the patron saint of Toronto Mike, is
Yes.
how I met you guys because Roddy Colmer had a El Macombo thing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Unplugged
Unplugged
North.
North, yeah.
Now I believe usually happening at the
Rivoli.
Okay.
Sometimes at the Cameron House, but definitely Unplugged North is sweet. Ron
Yeah.
Hawkins is sweet. I think the Low has done another 12 records or something since
They
the
are
last.
they are prolific.
They're always pumping out amazing
Absolutely.
stuff.
And who else? Good Night Sunrise.
Yeah, we
Yes.
just wrapped a tour with them.
Okay. We didn't. They're not on the list. I just remembered they were on that bill, and they've been over since you guys were last on.
Nice.
So you're still tight with them.
We're so tight with them. We just wrapped up a 4-day tour, and we got to know all kinds of stories about each other, which was great.
Really, I want to hear all of them right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, one of them is a really good kisser, I can attest to.
Mm-hmm.
It's David. And Vanessa, I assume, is a really good kisser, but I haven't,
We jumped
You
in
haven't
a freezing cold
sampled.
lake. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. You and Vanessa jumped into a lake in
Collingwood.
Collingwood in December.
Yeah, we played the show, and then in the morning, Vanessa and I and her neighbor Ben, who's a radio host as well, got undressed and jumped in the lake.
Aren't you afraid your heart will stop? Like sometimes, I mean, I don't know how cold it was that particular day, but I sometimes see people like, I don't know, Polar Bear Club or whatever, and
Yeah.
they're jumping in Lake Ontario here, and I don't know, it's -5 or -10 or something. And I think, yeah, I would do that because I feel like I'm the kind of guy who would do that, but then I'm afraid my heart will stop.
I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why your heart would stop.
Yeah. And come what may at this point.
My
in
heart might
this
stop by the
world.
end of this episode. So before I drop this next name, though, because there's actually like an update on this next name I see listed here that I wrote this over 2 years ago. I'm cracking my Great Lakes, and we're all going to do it. Okay, so
Okay.
right in front of the mic.
Oh,
So Devon and I, because we're so like-minded, we have the same IPA. It's called Burst, and there's a
Yeah.
lager, a premium lager that Gina's got. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
3, 2.
nice.
Okay, cheers to Altered by Mom.
Cheers to Mike.
Cheers to Mike.
Spill it on my bar. Did you get more ink since you were last here, Gina?
I did.
Were we here 2 years ago? Oh, yeah, she got more ink.
I'm one of them I can show you for sure.
No, you can show me all of them, to be honest.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fully unemployable now. I got a neck tattoo.
Oh yeah, so you're not. Who was it? Somebody smart, the guy from Stray Cats. I think he said you got to be able to cover your ink with a suit, so when you're before the judge can't see your ink and then give you a harder sentence.
Sorry, Judge. I'm going to the pen.
But you're not done. Like, are you going to keep going?
I mean, maybe it's depends on how well the band does. It's an
Yeah.
expensive
You're
hobby.
Well,
gonna-
we're
you're
gonna
gonna
get
keep
into
going.
that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it. We'll do like a crowdfunding to get you inked up here. Okay. Here's the name, because there's a big development with this name, and I'm wondering if you have any insight into this. I've been waiting 2 years to hear from you on this. Okay, because I know Gina was close with this band, played with this band possibly when there was ginger ale involved. Who knows? Mono Whales have called it quits since your last visit to the basement.
Indeed.
Okay, Mono Whales
What a
would,
scandal.
like they would be played on Indie 88.
Uh-huh.
Is Indie 88 playing Altered by Mom?
Well, we just got a new record that we're about to drop, so hopefully very soon they will be.
Okay, but
At this moment, they are not.
In this particular
Yeah.
moment, they're not, but they have in the past.
so they have played they have played Altered by Mom in the past, and we're gonna get to your music and what the new era, and I'm gonna play the new single. We're gonna pretend it's a world premiere. I don't know if it is or not.
It
Probably.
is.
It is.
totally
I think
is.
you got it.
Okay,
You
so
got
I'm
the
not
first
even
one.
gonna have to lie about this. We're gonna debut a song. We're gonna get into the new music. Hopefully, it gets on Indie 88 and Edge 102 and all the places that would play Altered by Mom. But Mono Whales were on those stations, and then they called it quits. Do you know anything about why the Mono Whales called quits?
I know everything. No, I'm kidding.
No, I think you do. I think you know everything, and right now your brain is like, "What am I allowed to say on this?" Because Sally might hear it.
No, not at all. I had a great time when I played with them, and we didn't really talk a whole lot when I left. They were, off winning Junos and touring the world. So, honestly, like a lot of bands in Canada, I think that it just gets really hard. I don't know specifics. I never asked. So
Okay, so you don't have any insight.
I
into
don't have
this,
any
but-
dirt for you. I'm sorry.
Well, Sally did say she'll come by at some point.
Nice.
And, tell us what's going on. But okay, no more Mono Whales. So there is like an alt rock CanCon opening You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Put us in, coach. Yeah.
Right, like I'm picking on Indie 88 because
Do it.
a good FOTM does like fills in on that station, so you've heard his voice quite a bit recently. And we were discussing whether Alter by Mom is played on Indie 88, and I think they will be a lot more in the future.
Yeah, it's the plan.
But you gotta there's CanCon rules, and you need to support local. And I think Altered by Mom is the new Mono Whales.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Wow.
What do you say about that, Devon?
I say we aren't going to break up.
Well, that's funny. I say you're the new Mono Whales. Meanwhile, Mono Whales, maybe, possibly, we don't know, but maybe they realize, oh, this is a lot of work and very expensive. And then, so really, we want you to be more than that. So it's lots to discuss in this episode.
We're having fun. I take it as a compliment. I love
Yeah, of course.
Mono Whales. They got great songs, great live show.
Yep.
You know, the productions are sweet. I love what Zach does to stuff. So I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah. And hey, heard it here. Any opening will fill.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, let me put it that way.
Have guitar will travel. Okay. One more thing we talked about. I wanted an update on this. So we got the ink update, which was not in the description here, but I couldn't help but notice. And I do want to ask you about your T-shirt in a moment, Gina. But we talked quite a bit about your voiceover career. Can you anything new on that front?
Actually, literally yesterday, I found out that I am the new voice of Ziploc for not only Canada, but Australia too.
Okay, you're blowing my mind right now. The things that the sandwiches go in and go in the kids' lunches.
That's it. That's it.
And now, how did that session go when you got on with Ziploc Australia?
Yeah, this was actually pretty good. So I auditioned for it, as you do, and so I show up on we did it, obviously I didn't go to Australia, so we did it over Zoom, much to my chagrin. I would love to right now. But so I show up and I do the first take of the script, and she stops me right away, and she's just like, Gina,
you got the gig.
where's your accent? You're not Australian.
That's funny.
And I was like, I know. Why don't you know that I'm not Australian? So it was a whole big thing. But, I ended up, she was nice enough to point out my North Americanisms to me. And so we resolved those. And now I have a commercial in Australia.
But also in Canada, right? So like you're also, so we'll hear Ziploc ads, and that voice we hear will
Could
be yours.
me. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
a
good.
fun thing.
It's a good little side hustle, you know?
Okay, wow. So things are still rocking and rolling on the
Yes.
voiceover front.
Definitely. Yeah, it's something that allows me to make music full
Do you want to do voice imaging for Toronto Mike? I feel like there could be a voice off the top.
We can work something out.
Announcing the number.
You keep these lasagnas
I was gonna
coming.
say. So just to make sure the world knows, Palma Pasta sent over a lasagna. It's in my freezer, and you're taking it home with you today.
Amazing. Thank you.
I've been thinking about Palma Pasta since the last
Been
time.
dreaming about
You know,
it.
you can actually buy Palma Pasta.
No. We got to come on the podcast.
If you're in Mississauga or Oakville, go to palmapasta.com. They're good people. Okay, so we got the Mono Whales update. We got the voiceover update. I got the tattoo update. How is the beer tasting?
It's great. Classic Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Feeling
Gotta love
good.
some local.
Yeah, I'm digging this. It's like a New England style pale ale.
Yeah, the burst
you
is
know.
good. I was at GLB, like they have a brewery here in South Etobicoke. I was there drinking it yesterday. Burst. I really dig the burst. Big
Yeah.
fan here.
I
okay.
like the octopus. That's
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite.
nice for me to have a chance. Whenever there's an octopus likes to fight, I usually reach for that. So it's nice for me to have a chance where I can say, look, expand my horizons. Try some other.
Well, it's all about that.
I've been pronouncing it Glub Brewery, so
You know,
I learned something too.
So my wife frequents this thing called the LCBO. Have you ever heard of it?
Never.
Okay, so the kid who you saw, Morgan, calls it Lickbo. And she said, "Oh, there's a Lickbo." You know, it turns out we have a lot of Lickbos in this in this city. There's lots of Lickbos.
It's nice
here.
that your daughter knows what that's called.
Well, it's a Lickbo. You can't help but catch the Lickbos. Okay, I'm going to play a song because I think this song. And this, again, we're going to make a bunch of noise before I play the new tune since it's a world premiere. They don't even have this in Australia yet. Okay, this is a big
No.
deal. So I'm going to play a song that kind of might represent the start of the new journey. And then I'm going to sit back and listen because I want to hear about like new journey, what's going on, and we're going to build our way towards this new song, okay? And along the way, I'll have some annoying questions and who knows what might pop in your head here. So here's the jam that's going to start us off.
Oozing like a spark, like adrenaline. A rush of blood to the head again. You gotta catch a wave, seize the moment. Gotta spin that thread till it's golden. Now I can see that you can't I just dive in? Why can't I take the leap? You always said that you believe in me. Why am I scared? What can I do? I look around and all that I see is proof. Why can't I dive in? Why can't I just dive in? Oh, why can't I dive in?
Hey, this is Dean calling from Extraterrestrial Recording. Oh, 3 words for you.
And you're wearing an ET shirt. And ET stands for extraterrestrial.
Weird. Weird. Trying to claim a space.
So many things are popping in my head right now. And that's sort of like Fran Van 3000, right? Like
love
drinking
that.
in LA.
Hondo
Hell
P, yeah.
Like a tribute.
Love that.
Wow. Okay, this is a catchy fucking song. Indie 88 if you're listening.
Yeah.
Come on, get this on the playlist.
That's right.
These guys are a Toronto band. What's going on here? Okay, so enough of my voice. I want to hear your voice, especially Miss Ziploc over here. Holy smokes. Talk to me about this new journey.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So that song, it's funny, when last time we were here, I think we were like just releasing that.
Yeah, I played it last time. I was going to say, like, it's not a
Yeah.
new song because we're going to debut the new song later. And I remember
Yeah.
thinking catchy as fuck back then, too.
Thanks, friend. Yeah, I also jumped into the ocean for this music video as well in December. So there
That
you
is
go.
true.
There's a trend happening. This one Dive In off of our latest EP, which we released back in 2023. So it's been a minute. It's time for new stuff. We've been working really hard, and I'm really excited about I want to say new direction, but we definitely like really found our sound on this new album. So
Yeah, I think Dive In definitely represents when we kind of like, you mentioned a number of artists that we work with off the top of the show. Love all those artists. I think Dive In was a moment where we were like, what if we kind of looked to ourselves first and started believing in ourselves a little bit? And what if we dived in to our thing? And so for me, I think of this, I mean, it's hilarious. Like with music, it's always so funny. Now this song seems ancient to me, but it just with all the new record done, all these songs that we're just holding on to that are starting to come out. But Dive In will always be special to me because I think
Me
it
too.
does represent that moment when we were like, hey, what if we rolled the dice on ourselves for once in this wacky world? And it actually turned out pretty great.
yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a year. It's been very nice.
So I'm always interested in like some of these details.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Give you the dirt.
yeah, well, I want to know like I want to live precariously through you, to be quite honest. So you two live together, and you make music and you collaborate. There's a lot we talked about Ron Hawkins and
Yep.
what Devon was doing there and stuff like this. And so what with this song, you're like, hey, like what if we focused on Altered by Mom?
Yeah, literally in 2023, I can't remember the exact time, but we were kind of like, at a point in our career where we were like, what's next? Where do we go from here? And so we were both kind of playing hired gun full time. And so we both kind of just stepped away from that for a while and really just gave ourselves a shot. We were like, we kind of looked at each other and we're like, what if we just tried? Let's see, let's give ourselves a year or however long it takes and let's see what happens. Let's just roll the dice. We're capable. I believe in us, and we had all these songs, we wrote the 52 songs before that.
Right.
So we were ready to, kind of step forward and showcase what we're made of. And so far, so good, man.
So are you trying to write radio-friendly singles? Like what is the goal here?
Yeah, in a way. I
Only
mean,
because the 3 songs I loaded up, so I'm listening to them before, and they're catchy, radio-friendly songs.
yeah. And I mean, I think that there's a little bit of like a taboo if like, or like you lose some of your cred or something if you like write specifically for radio. So I don't know if we're like set out to write like specifically for one thing or another. Like it is just kind of our artistic expression. But obviously, we would love the most people to hear it possible. So in order to do that, getting on the radio is quite helpful. So that definitely is in the back of our minds. But we went to Vancouver actually for this new album, and we spent almost 10 days there, and we wrote with a bunch of our friends, and then we came back to Toronto and we wrote with a bunch of our friends here, and we just took 10 of the best songs and we put them on an album.
So what is the name of the new album?
So it was gonna be Cool T-Shirt, because
I'm still going to get to that t-shirt.
we get complimented about our cool T-shirts. So that was the original plan for the album, but now it's going to be called Better. because it's better than the last one.
Yeah. And it's about getting better and being better and doing better.
Yeah.
And it's better than everybody else's new album.
Yeah, that's the main one.
And then the follow-up has to be called Best, and then where do you go from there?
Even
You're
better.
going to paint yourself into a corner. Like
More
Bester? Bester was one of my favorite goalies growing up with the Toronto Maple Leafs, Alan Bester.
There you go.
And I liked him because he was like 5'6" or something, right? They don't make goalies like that anymore. But back in the 80s, like you could be 5'6".
Small and
play net.
spunky, you know?
Yeah, like now you got to be like 6'4" or whatever, or they don't even look at you or whatever. But we had like Leafs didn't, but there was Darren Pang. I know all this Leafs talk, sports chatter here. But Alan Bester would be a great name, I think, for an album, like Alan Bester.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And we could do like a Spud Webb thing too, because I remember
Spud was short.
he was
yeah.
the classic dunk champion.
Well, then you could do Muggsy Bogue because he was our
That's right.
Spud Webb, if you want.
I was going to say Bud the Spud because of the Maritimes, but I'm just going to throw that in
Well,
there.
then you're in Stomp and Tom territory.
Absolutely.
And then we
Right on
could
that.
talk about Banjo Dunk. Can I name all your albums? Like, what if we do a trade? You'll get as much publicity as you want. You can be the official house band. I get to name all your
Perfect.
all your albums. Okay, so this album's going to be called Better, and we're going to play that jam in a minute here. Now, I'm curious about this whole notion. Now that I know who I was chatting with on Blue Sky, it turns out I can attribute this quote to Devon. So you wrote, we talked about Dive In, and it represented the start of your new journey and your new focus on your own music, which we just talked about. But rather than helping out others, like, is that, and again, maybe I'm reading private notes that weren't meant to be spoken on the podcast, but is that like you felt like you were giving too much of your good stuff to other musical performers?
I don't know about that. And like, for the record, still love working with others, helping others. I still am
Totally.
recording artists and stuff. So
You're fighting with Goodnight Sunrise?
Yeah, we are fighting with Goodnight Sunrise, and they know what they did.
Pretty much constantly.
Yeah, they just are so great. It's a bit irritating, but let's just say I'm jealous of my friends. How
Yeah,
about
that's
that?
right.
No, for me, it's more about like I'm so grateful for the experiences that we've been able to have with other artists who have taken us, all around the world, had us work on their records, do that kind of stuff. For us, it was just a time of like shifting the collaboration to slightly more of a home focus, I guess. So, and probably worked with more people on this album than we did ever as Hired Guns or just like producing other things. Just more about like expanding the circle in a way rather than reducing it. And yet, in a way, it's like time is finite. If it wasn't, if we could do everything, I would play in everybody's band. It would be amazing. But it's, as the old biological clock starts ticking, I just got to make sure I'm doing stuff that I'm going to be stoked on.
Chris Murphy plays in like 9 bands, okay? So
Yeah.
it can be done. Okay?
Yeah.
He's twice your age.
We'll get our music on the radio first, and then we can go back to
That's
playing
true.
with other people.
That's true. Sloan has a few radio hits.
That's right.
I understand. Okay. I'm playing. So again, we're building up to the world premiere. So that's not this. I'm going to play another song, and then we're gonna talk about this here.
First stop, ecstasy. I got a feeling coming over me. It's a hard life, I'm aware. But I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. So wake up, but don't be scared. 'Cause I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. It's so tough to not be scared. When I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. And I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. Next stop, everywhere. I got a feeling that I've been unfair. With a sad shout, a useless prayer. I am waiting on a sign that's already there. So wake up, don't be scared. 'Cause I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. It's so tough to not be scared. When I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. And I'm waiting on a sign that's already there.
I don't even want to fade it down. It is very hooky. and fun, and it sounds great in the headphones. You've got a fun headphone experience going here.
Perks of having an engineer and producer and
So you produce the Altered by Mom music, Mr. Lougheed.
Yeah, we both produce
we
it, I would say.
co-produce
Yeah.
this
How do you
one.
decide who gets lead vocals? Like this,
I just
this
try and
one's a
give it-
Devon lead.
I usually just try and give it to Gina.
Yeah, most of the new record is me now.
Well, because
But
you
he has
know,
a great voice.
well, yeah, this is like a Devon lead.
I love
Yeah.
singing, yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
And then you get the call and response or whatever. Then Gina
Yeah.
shows up in my left
Yeah.
headphones.
Do not be scared when I'm waiting on a sign that's already there. And I'm waiting on a sign that's already there.
Over the last couple of years since you were last here, like, have your songs appeared in any new TV shows I should know about? I know that you had a song on Kim's Convenience.
Yeah, we ended up getting another one on Kim's Convenience before it was done.
There was a couple of films.
Yeah, there's
Like
been a couple
documentaries
indie
and
docs.
things, yeah.
And somebody made a movie about a murder in their house, and our song was in the credits.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple things.
Yeah.
We recently signed with Arts and Crafts for an admin pub deal, and so hopefully some more stuff will come from that. But yeah,
If you're making a movie, get in touch.
yeah.
Seriously, okay. Now, you guys, you mentioned you co-write with other bands and stuff. So who did you co-write with from Bush? Was it Gavin Rossdale?
In this case, it was Nigel Pulsford.
Our friend
I only know
Nigel.
one name.
Yeah,
Bush.
my
So I went with
favorite
the name
guy.
I knew.
Yeah.
Is it Gavin Rossdale?
It was not Gavin.
He's a handsome guy, right?
He is a handsome guy, and
all
he, he still has rock star power. Yeah, but to me, like, the beating heart of that band was always Nigel, who was their guitar player, and was just like the most British guy ever. Name Nigel Pulsford. What?
Nigel's a
just,
very British
Yeah,
name.
just so British. But we
Making plans for
yeah,
Nigel.
we
That's
kind of
right.
like reconnected during the pandemic, and I just proposed. We write some songs. We ended up doing 2 songs together, which was very cool.
It was really great too because it was during the pandemic. So we got in contact with him, and then he got in contact with us, and then the day we were meeting, it was kind of like is this going to be the right person? So we both showed up on the screen and we're like, is this you?
Yeah.
And this is
Like,
you.
who's
We're not getting
catfishing who
catfished.
here?
This
Well,
is
maybe he
real.
only, like, one of my theories is he only works with really handsome guys. And
Yes, wow, you just wormed your way into my heart forever.
do you think your
He was talking about
partner? Yeah, I'm talking about Gina.
Yeah.
Do you think your partner looks a little like Kurt Cobain? Did I ask you that last time? Right?
No,
he's got a
he-
Kurt vibe going.
No,
right?
it's Garth now.
Yeah, I get Kurt, I get
Garth's not a hot
Garth,
guy, is he?
or like Jay
yeah.
Mascis, which
Yeah,
is
okay,
like
who
like,
bikes?
all are
Who
fine.
bikes?
Yeah,
Gina,
there you go.
yeah,
And
okay.
Devon's played with Dinosaur Jr. So
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
cool.
sang one song.
That
I
counts.
screamed one song.
Yeah,
it was
she's
a
marketing.
great-
She just
yeah,
spun that
It was a
into-
great moment.
You
Yeah.
collaborated.
That's right.
Asanabi.
Ace and
Yes.
Abby.
Ace and Abby. Oh, I butchered that. Okay. But Juno winning albums for Songwriter of the Year. I mean, you contributed some songs to that.
We did,
did.
and we ended up with Junos ourselves. Well, we
You-
only
you
bought
have Junos?
Well, yes, we each can technically have one, but you have to buy them yourself. So we only
But
bought
this is
one.
the turn I'm looking for right
Yeah,
here. This
yeah.
is it. So all the other, I'm going to delete it. This is
Yeah.
where we begin. So you are eligible to receive a Juno because you wrote on an album that won
Yes.
Songwriter of the Year.
Yes,
and
that's
an
right.
alternative album, I
Right,
think.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're like not going to give it to you just because you earned it. They're going to make you pay for it. What does it cost to buy this Juno?
Okay, you have to guess. What do you think it costs?
$34.99.
Oh, double it.
It is more. Let's just say we couldn't justify owning 2.
So you didn't
Yeah.
buy it.
We
We
did
bu- we
buy it.
bought
We
one.
bought one. We could have
Okay.
bought 2.
We could have bought 2.
But except we couldn't have bought 2.
But you
so we bought
cohabitate, which is why we need to keep you two together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you ever, firstly, it'll
Yeah, we
I'll
gotta
have to
split
get
the
2
Juno.
lasagnas.
Yeah.
If you don't live together, and you'd have to get another Juno.
That's it. And
Yeah.
I'm taking the Juno. So there you go.
Where is it right now? This Juno.
It's on our mantle and it has a little toque on it.
Yeah, it's
have a
wearing,
mantle.
it's wearing a little Christmas hat.
Yeah.
You know, it actually
cold.
comes with a little
So
white
what was the
glove
price
love.
tag of this Juno? You said, so are we talking like $99.99?
You know what? They are.
Much
going?
more.
I know.
Yeah,
I have
they-
no idea what's going on. So
They are $700.
700 Canadian for
Yeah.
one Juno, but they are very heavy,
Oh, they're very nice. It's a very nice statue.
so you can use it as a weapon.
yeah.
but that kind of sucks, right? Because you earned it. Like,
Yeah.
like there's no fund anywhere.
You know what?
For the Junos, you have to buy your own Juno.
Like what I will say about that is it's like kind of funny to me on the one hand.
why aren't you angry?
having like well
we're just
because
happy to have
because in some ways it's like all we did in this case is like we
Yeah.
wrote some songs with a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And it's like he's amazing, his
So
team is
Canadian,
amazing,
you're so
all of
Canadian.
that. But then I'm also like I look at somebody like Gina who's been writing for decades and
Yeah.
I've been writing for decades and I'm like, okay, like sure, I'll take a little attaboy. Why not? You
Yeah.
know, it's nice. I really
Okay, but you legitimately earned it. So when you say I got a Juno, it's fact. Like you earned this,
It's
and they can
true.
check it out. So
It
you're just
feels
looking
weird.
for something to like show off, like on your mantle or whatever. So get a knockoff. Like get a fucking $34.99 plastic
like a wish
Juno.
like a wish Juno.
Like, it doesn't have to be a real $700 Juno because you did earn the Juno. This is just
Yeah.
symbolic of the Juno.
Yeah.
Go get something for $20 at the Pacific Mall or something.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, do you want to see my Juno? It's a different shape
just-
that year.
People don't
Yeah.
ever pick it up. It's just there, and it could be
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah, don't
Like,
touch
Don't
it.
give seven. I'm upset that you hardworking people had to cough up. They wanted $1,400.
You know what's so
from
funny?
you for the two
We
Junos.
also waited like
Yeah.
6 to 8 months. I don't know. It just didn't seem to me. I was like, does this seem right? Does this seem right? I'm not sure. And then I was sort of convinced by another artist friend of mine. They're
Yeah.
like, man, some people wait all their
Who
lives
convinced
for
you?
this. So I can't tell you.
See,
They're gone now. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. Okay.
Yes, but they had a really beautiful funeral at great rates, and it was so respectful, and they loved it.
At Ridley Funeral Home.
Yeah,
Okay.
at Ridley.
And the measuring tape. I don't know if you got one last time, but that's courtesy
yeah.
of Ridley Funeral Home.
I do always use a measuring tape.
Oh, that's yours, man.
It sounded sarcastic, but I'm serious.
It's
I'm
only
always
$700
measuring stuff.
and you
Yeah.
can have it.
Yeah,
so.
perfect.
What the hell is he measuring? What I want to know.
Space between my tattoos.
Is there any space left? I was checking out the shark, like, because I'm going to talk about your T-shirt now quickly because I'm going to tease it all episode and never mention it. So you're wearing an ET T-shirt, but like that's the real deal, right? Am I right?
Yeah, it's the real T-shirt.
Like
as far
not
as I
faux
know.
retro, but that's from the
this
early
is,
80s.
Yeah, this is like it's from a thrift store. Actually, the Value Village in Brantford. If you're ever thrift hunting,
No, don't give away our secrets.
it's fantastic.
Don't go to the Value Village in Brantford.
Everybody already knows. It's fine, and they're listening. They're friends. So yeah, it's an excellent one for vintage. I also got an X-Men T-shirt, which is like worth a little bit of money online if I wanted to sell it because it's not like it's got like the.
Is it worth
printing.
$700?
Oh my
To be T-shirt for Juno. Okay, so and you, Devon, mentioned that
Yeah.
because I watched it in a drive-in theater when I was like I don't know,
Oh,
8 years
fun.
old or
Yeah.
something, and there's a spoiler alert if you haven't seen ET yet, but he flatlines. Okay,
Yeah.
so 8-year-old Mike in the drive-in, I was devastated. I started bawling.
Is this
ET's
triggering for you?
Oh, a little bit actually, because ET's dead. Right, this
Yeah.
is the Spielberg trick.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking, oh, he's not our species. Maybe there's different rules or whatever. So you're applying your own like rule set. And this thing, he flatlines. ET is dead. They killed him. I was devastated. Like completely a mess.
I think everybody was. I think he touched our hearts with
Yeah.
his glowing little finger.
Okay,
all right.
I don't know. I have no finish to that story. I'm still traumatized
The
by
dogs
this.
here?
You
Like-
re-triggered me.
You know, I know. It's okay.
Your
I
T-shirt
don't
needs a
remember
trigger
there being a
warning.
dog in
Into
that
his wrinkly
movie.
little face.
Oh, you know, there is because the dog barks in the shed because
Oh,
ET's
that's right.
in there.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a dog. Yeah, but that.
So like I did more to earn that Juno than that dog did to go on the T-shirt, but I still feel
But he didn't pay $700
Yeah.
for it.
See, I think I know the name still. It's been a while since I saw it, but I know Elliot is the main kid.
Yep,
Elliot,
this one.
right? And Gertie is the cute Drew Barrymore. It's Gertie. No, higher.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gertie is the kid. That's Drew Barrymore.
yeah, that's right.
But that guy's name I remember. I think it's Michael because I remember thinking, oh, that's my name. Like I have.
Cute.
this
Yeah, yeah.
memory, so.
Yeah,
Okay, I love
That's
the T-shirt. And that's who?
Alf.
I know, alien life form. Okay, Alf ate cats. He's from Melmac.
I know.
E.T. I don't think is the same species,
I
but
don't think so.
big Alf head over here. All right, before we get to this world premiere, you've opened for some interesting acts, but one of the acts you opened for, he actually visited here since your last appearance. So tell me what it was like opening for Sam Roberts.
I love playing with Sam anytime. Once I was lucky enough, so a buddy of ours, Josh Traeger, who plays drums in Sam Roberts' band, we actually co-wrote a song, I know, with a drummer. It's unheard of. Josh can also play. He's well-rounded, but
Wow.
we wrote a song for the new record called Queen of My Mental Health. But before that happened, he invited me up and I got to play on stage with him. I got to play bongos for Brother Down, which was a very...
But like
That's the big hit.
Yeah.
Brother Down.
But it was like an extended version because it was live. So
Yeah.
Devon played bongos for like 6 minutes on
Yeah.
stage. It was epic.
Yeah. And, and I went out ready to like, okay, they've probably got a way they play it. I'm just going to kind of like chill. I'm going to hang back or whatever. And then we get up there and Josh looks over at me. He's like, just go, just start playing. And then, we got to where have all the good people gone. And I stopped,
Yeah,
like the
jam
song
too.
stops. And he's like, no, keep jamming through that. And then, yes, I played two. I don't even remember. It was all it was a
And
deep-
Sam gave him the big shout out.
Yeah.
It's like, take it away.
Yeah.
It was great.
And like, I like bongos. I don't know if I've done my 10,000 hours on them. Maybe like 8,000.
He had
but-
very
you look
swollen
like a
hands.
bongo player.
Yeah.
I can see you being a bongo
Yeah.
guy. Okay, so Sam Roberts, who lives in Montreal.
Yes, and actually gave me the goods on a great coffee shop. I have a note in my phone of my favorite coffee shops all over Canada, all over the world, but mostly in Canada. And Sam unseated Cafe Neve the last time I was there, which was my
Wow.
favorite coffee shop. He's like, no, you got to go to this other place, which now I'm actually forgetting the name of the place. But
Well, when you find the name,
Yeah.
DM me on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Because my daughter lives in Montreal, and I'll be there at some point when I
great.
pick her up to bring her home or whatever.
There you go.
All right, Jimmy Eat World.
Yes, that was me a long time ago, but it was a dream. That was when I was playing in Hey Ocean.
But that's big.
And yeah, it was Jimmy Eat World, and it
Sweetness.
was City in Color. It was a very
and City in
cool-
Colour?
Yeah, that was a neat show.
Dallas Green.
Yep, doing his thing.
Wow.
And yeah, it's cool. It's funny. I've played with Jimmy Eat World twice, and this is like, I'll keep the story really short because it's a lot of inside baseball. But for any live
I like inside baseball.
music
Keep it long.
nerds, so the first time I saw Jimmy Eat World, they had huge amps under the stage built into these isolation boxes. So they brought like all these things, and it was like a very fancy guitar setup. The second time I saw them, it was all modelers, and they did a sound check, virtual sound check. They didn't even leave their bus. The crew just played back their stuff from the night before. It was like a big, like, whoa, times are changing moment for me.
No, that's wild. Okay, good to know that
Yeah, so
scoop
deep,
on,
deep cut, but
No, I
there's-
like deep
There's a
cuts
couple
like
people
that.
out there that are like, that's really interesting.
All right, well, I find that interesting. Maybe Rob Bruce will find that interesting. He was a keyboardist for Spoons in their
Yes.
heyday. I think he'll find that interesting. Okay, one last act I'll ask you about. 21 Pilots.
Yeah, that was probably a massive underplay. This is an old band of mine. I was in like kind of a pretty big dumb rock band.
See, I feel like your PR department is stretching things here because, like, it really does read in this bio I found that
Yeah.
Altered by Mom opened for 21 Pilots.
Yeah, I think you'll find if you look farther up in that thing, it says Altered by Mom has played with many other acts, and in that capacity, they have.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
But this is also how the sausage, like, I find it interesting that, it's like, I jumped on stage for a bit with this thing. So yeah, Altered by Mom. But I just find it interesting how you can kind of take that little kernel of truth and just say that 21 Pilots open for you.
yeah.
That's it. And it's going to be that way. So there you go.
Okay. Amazing here. So I'm kind of ready here, but I'm going to just give you a couple of tips here. One is, because since you cohabitate, and you don't have to give me your address, you don't have to dox yourself, but like what quadrant of the city, like would you give a neighborhood? Whereabouts are we living?
Yeah, we're in the junction.
Do I know that? I'm in the junction all the time.
Oh, nice. Come on by.
Yeah. Come
I
hang
have
out.
like a route I do, which is essentially like starting at like Dundas and Runnymede.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Dundas where it curves, right? And then I'll take Bloor back to Runnymede and then Runnymede to Dundas. I do that walk at least once a week.
Wow. We walk down to High Park like pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. And I will say we moved during the pandemic, and it seemed very boring at first because it was the pandemic.
Right.
But now something's happening in the strip, kind of along Dundas West from, like, where do we get pizza from? What's that place called?
High Park.
No.
Pacific. Oh, Domini's.
No, the place where we always go to get drinks and pizza.
You know,
Good
the drinks
place.
and pizza place.
Oh,
it's on
Botham's.
Dundas.
Yeah, so like from Botham's, and then if you kind of follow all the way down,
You do always get
Dundas
Domino's.
and like Roncy splits off, and like all the way down to like the Bell and the Beacon.
Yeah.
that's like there's like stuff's happening
Yeah,
now.
it's a cool spot.
and that's kind of neat. So we're having a good time. I
Yeah.
missed Little Italy and like Koreatown where we've lived before when we
Right.
moved, but it's like it's pretty cool.
I think you're in a cool spot. Like,
Yeah.
one day recently, I was walking that very strip, and then filmmaker Alan Zweig was there. He lives on Mavity or something.
Yep,
So it's
yeah.
like it's all right there.
Yeah, we run into a bunch of musical pals all the time along there, and it's kind of a happening spot, you know.
Yeah, I used to live on Clendenin at like Annette, and then
That's
I would
Never
go,
mind, nothing. That's not right where we live. In fact,
First of all, you're not the Beatles, okay? Like, what are you
Yeah.
afraid of?
Yeah.
People are gonna park at like across from Humberside Collegiate and looking for Altered by Mom.
That's it. Hey,
If
they
you see
open
me,
for
I'm-
21
yeah.
Pilots.
Wish, right?
Yeah.
That's a dream come true.
me with 21 Pilots?
Yeah.
I heard you open for Jimmy Eat World, and I love the middle. My goodness gracious. Okay, so now I know exactly. Well, after I stop recording, I'll get the deets on exactly where to find you guys
That's
on these walks. Okay.
I like how we came on. I remember this happening last time. Is I come on, I have half a pale ale, and you get all my secrets out of me pretty quick. I gotta say,
You doxed yourself,
Yeah.
Devon, okay? I would never do that to you. The Junction is a big area. You could have left it right there. Okay, the new album. Oh, yeah, so I was in the middle of something. Yeah. So it's funny because this is why I don't record at night, okay? Because I started something, which is Where Do You Live? Because I was curious, because I'm assuming you have a drawer or a closet or maybe a room full of like old cables, old electronics, old devices, right? You might have something like this, at least a drawer or something. My worry for you too, because I care about you, is that you're going to throw it in the garbage and those chemicals are going to end up in our landfills. So my best advice to you is that you go to recyclemyelectronics.ca, put in that, I'm going to say the address right now. Just kidding. You put in the address and then you'll find out where you can drop that off. Maybe it's like the Staples and the Stockyards.
Could be.
Stockyards, not far from George Bell Arena, where my firstborn played 10 years of house league hockey. See, it's all connected here. You're getting all the scoop today. Go to recyclemyelectronics.ca. And a special announcement, because we have a new partner, and this only works because Ziploc is our new sponsor.
Hey.
Just kidding, not Ziploc. But okay, I wanted to
turn,
welcome, yeah, that's yours. I wanted to welcome Fusion Corp Developments, Inc., and over the next coming weeks, I'll have more to say about the founder and CEO, Nick Iones. He's got a book, Building Toronto's Skyline, and he's got a podcast called Building Toronto's Skyline, and there's a whole lot more interesting stuff going on there. So I'd just like to say to Nick Iones, welcome to the TMU, the Toronto Mike universe. Woo! And we're going to write a song about Building Toronto's Skyline. Altered by Mom is going to do that. Okay. You ready? Any words to say before I press play on this world premiere of this new song?
Are you ready to suck on a lemon?
You wanna watch us as we walk through the fire? We'll never stop, oh no, we'll never get tired. He sips his drink like he's too cool for school. Look, there's a sad guy over there, wants to dance but doesn't care.
And he's never smooth, and he's never rough, and he never gives in, but he always gives up with his arms crossed, tight like a bow, hugging himself cause he loves what he knows. Everything! Don't you agree? Little column A, little column B. Can't you have just one good day? Why'd you even come if you hate it all anyway? Say what you want, you'll be that guy. We'll keep the party till the day that we die. What's in your mouth? You can't reply. Honey, we're so sweet while yours not sucking on a lemon.
You gotta get your piece, take what you deserve. How dare you come at me, boy, you've got some nerve. Can't break the tension, can't look me in the eye. Your face so sour, boy, you're just
And he's never weak, and he's never tough, and he never gives in, but he always gives up with his arms crossed, tight like a bow, hugging himself cause he loves what he knows. Everything! Don't you agree? Little column A, little column B. Can't you have just one good day? You spill milk while we make lemonade. Say what you want, you'll be that guy. We'll keep the party till the day that we die. What's in your mouth? You can't reply.
Love it. Catchy. It's fun.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff. Okay, so give me the story on sucking on a lemon. Like, give me the behind the scenes story there.
Yeah. So like this is the thing too. I just want to say before I tell you about that, it's just because like, you know, when you play with other bands, it's like we don't get to do that. You know what I mean? Like when we're playing Hard Gun. So that was like the main thing of us like breaking it on our own is like we just wanted to make music that we wanted to play. And so this song specifically was the beginning of our writing journey with a guy named Tom Darcy. And so we were friends of friends and we got together and he was like, hey, you guys want to write? So we wrote this song in like what, 2 hours?
It was like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
and then we tracked
In
the
total,
demo. Like it
and that's-
happened fast, and we were like, oh.
Yeah, and that vocal take is like the scratch take, like as we wrote it. Like we
Yeah.
were just firing on all.
Well,
all
your
engines.
scratch take.
Yeah, right.
I redid mine, but
Yeah.
yours were totally
So we were
killer.
writing the song and we had kind of like a little bit of a riff going on and we were bouncing around ideas and I was like, it sounds like it should be like da 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 da, like sucking on a lemon. And both Tom and Devon were like, yes, that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we just kind of went with that. And so the idea of the song is that, you know, whenever you go to a show, Mike, I'm sure you've seen, there's always somebody standing there with their arms crossed.
Oh, that's me.
So
Stop talking about
why
me.
you gotta be sucking on a lemon, Mike? And it's just kind of a funny way to be like, why did you come if you didn't want to have a good time? And so it's sort of and that's kind of a whole MO of Altered by Mom is like, you know, where everything has a little bit of tongue in cheek. Everything's, you know, a little kind of joke in there, a little poking fun at everything. So that's part of it.
Yeah, and to clarify, you can come to our show and just stand there. You don't have to be like rocking out
That's
or losing
true.
it.
We're not
we,
gonna be
we
mad.
specifically are addressing like certain music industry types that are just like, ugh, why did I
Yeah.
even have to come to this event? And
There's the real talk. He's right. Give
Yeah.
him half an
Yeah.
IPA and it starts to come
Yeah.
out. This is-
Well, maybe not industry, but like, you know, just people who.
it's everyone in the industry. Don't work with us. I hate you, industry. No,
well, you know,
not at
when
all. Not
lowest
at
to
all.
the low
Yeah.
was, I don't remember which big label was looking at him now.
Yeah.
I can't remember Warner. I can't remember now, but they all wore T-shirts that said "Corporate Rock Sucks."
Yeah.
And these guys were sucking on a lemon. They
Yeah.
they weren't there for that.
But see, we all know. You know exactly what we mean, right? When
Yeah.
we say it. So that's sort of what it is, which is fun. And you know what? The crowd super gets into it. We've been playing it live for a little while. We have like a little choreography moment that we do. So if you've been to our show, you know, there are little moves that we do. And yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. It's great.
And I can see a future where, unless it's banned, you guys, like, there'll be TikTok trends where that somebody has that sour puss look on their face, and
Yeah.
the soundtrack to it will be sucking on a lemon.
And then you can fill that in with a whole bunch of other things, you know, gonna eat lasagna.
Okay, listen, that's
Kind of
you're doing the voiceovers for Toronto Mike.
Drink
now, so-
another lager.
Great, thanks for me.
Yeah, amazing.
Eating some lasagna from Palma's Kitchen in Mississauga and Oakville.
In Mississauga.
What was the Weird Al Yankovic parody song? It was to La Bamba, but it was La 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 Lasagna.
Oh, gee.
That's so good. I didn't realize Weird Al was doing parodies until like a week ago. I just thought he was a very prolific, thoughtful artist.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I can't name names. I guess I could name names, but I won't name names. But there is an FOTM. So your episode 16, 13 or something like that. But there's an FOTM who was like, when back in the day when everybody was single, okay, everybody was single. I feel like that's a caveat here. But when Weird Al would come to Toronto, his attic rep would make sure he had time alone with this FOTM. Like this was like Al's special Toronto friend.
Ooh la la.
That's the kind of rock and roll dirt I'm looking for right there.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that a
Tell
good
him
one?
At the time with Weird Al, I don't know. We opened for Weird Al.
Yeah, actually, I think you'll find in our bio, which is all true,
Completely.
asterisk.
Nothing is real.
Nothing is real. Okay, so shout out to Weird Al Yankovic. And shout out to Dr. Demento because, again, I got a few decades on you guys, but I would listen to the Dr. Demento show on Sunday nights on Chum FM, believe it or not, and Dr. Demento would play a lot of Weird Al.
Nice.
So that was like my intro to Weird Al Yankovic. Okay, do you know Weird Al? Can you set me up with Weird Al? I want Weird Al on Toronto Mike is what I'm looking for. So the album's called Better. It's the 10 best songs you wrote in the last since this epiphany you all had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say best songs, but they were the songs that we felt kind of made a sort of a cohesive record, and it does kind of have a through line as you listen to the whole thing, which is really great. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really proud of it. I think it's the best thing we've made in a really long time, and I'm stoked for people to finally hear it.
It's the purest expression of what we wanted to do. I think we like set out to do something.
Yeah.
We had big dreams, and then with a lot of help from our friends, a lot of collaborating,
Yeah.
a lot of freaking work that we did. We pulled it off, and I'm so stoked. And
Yeah.
it's like,
All right, I have to let you in on something though,
Yeah.
because I can't hold it. So I have a laptop upstairs where I was testing to see that live.torontomike.com was live, because we're live at live.torontomike.com, and there's good people there like Jeho. And I left my laptop open to come down and record, and I just saw myself because I'm logged in upstairs as Toronto Mike. Toronto Mike just right now message that Morgan is the best like, on the live stream. So I was sitting here, and then you were saying something so profound and so remarkable, Devon. I was like, oh, this is interesting. But then I was so distracted that I'm reading myself. I'm like, I didn't write. Then I had a moment. I did have a moment where I was like, did I write that?
you're like, well, she is the best. So
Like, did I write that? And it was like, oh, I see what happened. She saw the laptop was open, and 8-year-old Morgan wrote Morgan is the best.
So Toronto Mike is really just AI, and
But there's that one moment where you're like, did I write that? Right? And now it's like, okay.
yeah, that's how I feel about our band bio, actually, now that you mention it.
I have a question about the band bio. Since you just mentioned it here. Okay. Because I was asking you earlier, like, how do you decide who's going to sing lead vocals for Altered by Mom? But the bio I read says this, and tell me who wrote it. Or okay. Altered by Mom is a female-fronted,
there you go.
positive vibes alt-rock band from Canada. Female-fronted.
Yeah, of course. If you've seen us on stage, I can hold my own. I'm an expert in being on stage, I can now confidently say, after several decades. And it is a super treat for me to support Gina in any endeavor she has, because she is literally the best. It's like, it makes it so easy.
It's beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Well, it's real. I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's like so easy for me to be like, oh, our band is the best. You should see what Gina is capable of.
I will also say one of the reasons that I'm glad that we're sort of pursuing our band instead of doing hired gun stuff, which again loved, but is that I was never really like the most confident to go after it and to be like, I can do that. I can be a front person. I can do that. And, you know, with people like Devon and all of our friends and things now, I feel like I can do that. And this is sort of, it's late, but it's my moment, and I'm really excited about it. It's our moment, you know, like
Yeah.
together, like with Devon, I feel like I can do anything. So
It's more of a tribute to the people that we've played with.
Yeah,
right? Like they've
100%.
inspired us. Like Sky is inspiring. Evan is inspiring. Like everybody in Hayosh is
Monos.
inspiring.
Yeah.
My rock band is a different story. That was maybe less inspiring, but you know, you learn stuff, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Is it fair to say that you're now Canada's best known musical power couple?
absolutely, 100%.
Definitely.
And we are the
So
best.
move over, Chantel and
Yeah.
Rain.
I
Get the
mean,
fuck out of our
For
way.
sure.
Chantel's been here since
Yeah.
your last visit.
Nice.
Yeah, they're you
And
know,
I called her Chantel, and she said, it's Chantel.
Well, you should
Yeah.
tell her we say hi.
yeah.
For
We
sure.
should tell her you should
Show
tell her
me
we
that.
said look out because we're coming.
And did you know? Well, I'm going to tell her to move over. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to read it properly. Canada's best known musical power couple is here. It's Gina Kennedy and Devon Lougheed. Okay, and where can one get better? And that sounds like I'm asking where you can get better. You got to practice, right?
Yeah, go to therapy. It's easy. Yeah.
You become Altered by Mom. No, so it's going to be available everywhere. We're going to have vinyls this time. This is our first time printing vinyls for Altered by Mom, which is really exciting. But it's going to come out later this year. So the first single is dropping on January 17th, and you can get that everywhere. You can pre-save it now.
That's Sucking on a Lemon. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just got the world premiere, and people, this is all happening like in, I'm trying to do math on the days, but like in a little over a week.
That's right. It's all happening. You heard it here first.
And until about an hour ago, I thought maybe, just maybe, Gina Kennedy was sliding into my DMs and to get this wrong again, and now I find out that didn't happen at all.
Devon is the slide in the DMer.
Slides. Okay, so
He's a slippery little pickle, this guy.
whoa, whoa.
Hey, I'm a slippery medium-sized pickle.
Sorry, of
At
course.
best.
That's what the measuring tape is for.
That's right. We'll find
My
out
goodness
what
gracious.
size you are.
Well, I think it was because this is
Getting
is
hot
like
down here. I'm
like
gonna stop the recording now.
we were on. I was messing around on Blue Sky, and I believe that I had said something to the. Yeah, I'm being measured now. I believe I had said something to the effect of like, I like it when a job matches a person's name, like you know, like a drummer named Tom, or like a radio host named Mike or something, and you liked it.
Oh,
or
because I
something.
think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, which I took as an
That's you.
invitation to just invite us right over to your basement and eat more lasagna.
So
So.
thank you for having us.
And also, what might have happened is because what I do is I do an on this day thing, right? So your
That's
anniversary
true,
was
yes.
recently, so I probably tagged you on a
Yeah.
on this day in 2023. Altered by Mom made their Toronto Mike debut, or something.
It's actually beautiful to see, for me to be able to look back and say like, okay, in the past 2 years, because your show would have been one of the first
Yeah,
things we did
literally.
when we were like, let's do Altered by Mom and let's, really try and push it.
When our bio was much less impressive.
Yeah.
Well, at
much
that
more
time,
factual
you
at the
you were
time.
not a. Hold on, let me get this right. You were
Yeah.
not a female-fronted positive vibes
Yeah.
alt rock band from Canada.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a recent development.
Yeah,
is.
it is. And I should say also a big thing in our
my
a nice
moment.
big change for us has been finding our drummer, who is Max Treffler.
Yeah.
So we're a trio now functionally, and Max
This
is
guy's
the
getting a raw
best.
deal because we
And-
just spent an hour talking about this dynamic power duo. There's a third member of this band now?
Yeah, but it's the drummer's role to be the quietest and also the loudest.
And also the most handsome.
Oh, so handsome, so talented. Probably
Yeah.
the most.
Is Gavin
talented,
Rossdale
but-
your drummer? Is that what I'm hearing here? Can I ask you, Dev, now that I know you're behind the Blue Sky, and by the way, thank you for being on Blue Sky because I fucking hate
I know.
the
I'm
app
trying.
formerly known as Twitter, and I
I
used to
know.
fucking love.
Yeah, me too.
It's
That
sad.
app.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's like Blue
I can't
Sky's
even
a-
look at.
Yeah.
I know.
I try to look at notifications because people will ask me questions, they'll tag me
Yeah,
on
of
things, or
course.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I try to go like once a day. I'll pop and see that, and definitely people are like Simon Dingley just said. People are DMing me on Twitter
Yeah.
like it's email or something. So once a day I pop in to see that, but I cannot look at my feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But I'm
awesome.
glad you're on Blue Sky.
I'm trying. It's like it's hard. It feels like there's definitely less of an audience there, but it's maybe
But it's a better audience.
it's a better audience,
and they're all
so-
human.
Yeah.
that I can tell. Like they're real
Yeah,
people.
so far.
yeah,
which
it's
is great.
early days. Okay.
for me.
So can I ask you a question, Devin, just before we wrap
Yeah,
up?
hit me.
You I wanted to say you tweeted this, but you posted on Blue Sky. I'm always thinking about the time I tracked a keys player who had the most unbelievable feel I'd ever heard. After the session, I realized that I had accidentally left the audio buffer set to 2048 the whole time. I just want you to explain what that means. Like I have no idea what we're talking
Of
about.
all the absolutely brilliant blue sky that I have skied, or
There's been many.
or I've blued.
That's the only one I was interested in.
Yeah, yeah. So this one, this is even dorkier than the other thing, and so
Gina wants the password for your Blue Sky account. She's
Yeah,
had enough.
No, I don't.
yeah,
He's
so,
got it.
So like basically, what this means is when you're recording, like when you're recording right now.
Oh, should I be
it's-
recording this?
It's well, when we are finally recording. So when you're recording on a computer,
Yeah.
basically you're kind of always fighting this balance between your audio buffer, which is how long it takes between what you do and what you hear, and your computer processor power. And so
Like the squiggly lines?
yeah, exactly. And so
Like
in
the
in-
waveform.
yeah, so in this case, I had been mixing a song where I was using a lot of plugins, that sort of stuff, and so I had to favor the computer power. But what that means is if I tried to record something, I would play it and it would get recorded way later.
Because you need more like CPU power.
You need more CPU
processor
power to get that buffer,
And that costs
size
more
down.
than a Juno.
It does barely though.
I
Thanks
don't
to those
know, but
M1
the
Max
Ziploc
are not.
contract can
Yeah,
take care
they're
of
not that
right?
much. So all that happened was I was tracking this keys player that just had this unbelievable, it's just like lazy, vibey feel. It was so perfect. And after the session, I checked, and what it meant was that he probably was very, very rushed in his actual playing. He was probably playing too fast and a lot of like too ahead of the beat. But because of this buffer, which is like 2048, like that's like 2 seconds.
Well,
2
that's the, I
milliseconds?
think
Like
that's the part I didn't, because
Yeah.
what you're saying actually makes sense to me, because I am
Yeah.
recording many times throughout the day. But that 2048, I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, that was just the maximum. I had it at the maximum
Okay.
buffer size. It's actually,
Gina fell asleep, I think.
Yeah,
She was like, this is the most boring
you know what? Yeah.
conversation.
Well,
You've
again-
ruined our perfect hour.
How about this? I will confess, you caught me again. I was like, well, my brilliant little witticisms on here don't seem to be getting too much traction. I'm like, I wonder if I can get some niche,
Yeah, like some
like
nerdy
producer
stuff.
talk going or something. I'm always like,
You're
it's
just
like
trying to get Rob
well,
Proust to
I could
reply
be
to
blue
your
skying stuff all day long, but I want to be a little bit like, first of all, I want to save the world from every little thought that's in my head. And so this was one where I'm like, maybe somebody will ask me about this on a podcast.
Well, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
We just
I
spent
think you should
12
take-
minutes on it.
I don't think you have it open there, but we should read one more random blue sky.
No, my producer
That was
says
it.
I need
That's
to
all I got. Okay.
stop talking about your Blue Sky account. So here in the closing, because I'm going to play. Actually, it's funny I dropped that name Rob Proust because he's the only keyboardist I know. But I dropped his name and he just covered Rosie and Gray from Shakespeare My Butt,
Great
which
song.
is my closing theme.
Nice.
But he covered it for my new closing theme, which then he added Easter eggs at the end. So we'll listen together and we'll see if you can identify what these Easter eggs are.
Okay.
Your demo, like this is a Gen X thing, And I think I'm looking at millennials, but maybe you're even younger because, maybe you just get good skin cream or something. I don't know. So that will be the fun we have at the very end. So this is the part just before I start playing the outro. It's like whatever you want. Is there anything you wanted to share when you were driving here from the junction, and then you can do it now?
Yeah, I mean, just that the fact that our new song's coming out, it's a whole new era. Give us a follow at
How
Alta
can
by
we
Mom.
see you live?
We're going to have lots of stuff coming up this summer. Can't announce anything yet, but there's lots of stuff behind the scenes. There's a festival coming up in April that we're going to be playing, as well as we're going to go out to Nova Scotia again. So, yeah, we got all kinds of
Dates
stuff.
are always up.
Can I come to Nova Scotia with you?
Please do.
Do you need like a roadie or whatever?
Yeah, let's book you in.
You go out there in a whole province of people who are all honest. Oh, you look horrible today.
How do you say car?
Care?
There you go.
That's it.
I do notice that I'm born from here, but sometimes I do slip into like an East Coast accent.
East Coast, everybody's.
The by and by. I know
Push
that this
father.
is not the Maritimes, but
Screech?
yeah. So this
Well
is not
done.
the Maritimes. This is a mistake Toronto people make.
I
They
also guessed
think-
that before you grabbed it.
Yeah, you did guess that before I grabbed it. But people in Toronto think, not all people, but many people in Toronto think that Newfoundland and Labrador is part of the Maritimes. I know better.
Well
They're
done.
Atlantic Canada.
Yes.
The Atlantic provinces.
Okay, look at, where are you from again?
I'm from Pictou County. So I'm from
Which is Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia, which is the
Is that where Anne Marie's from?
she is from very close to where my folks live right now, actually. She's from Salt Springs.
Okay.
But
Okay,
I grew up
okay.
in a small place called Abercrombie, which is in between Pictou and Glasgow.
We actually opened for Anne Marie.
Yeah, it's in her bio.
See, I don't believe you. Anne Marie's too good to come on.
So
she's
the
too good
lesson
for
here,
that.
Mike, is that we're very cheeky individuals.
Woo! Okay. Any last words from you, Devon? Obviously, I wanted to find out like if you were going to announce a tour date, but it sounds like you just teased it again, so I'll have to get you back.
Yeah, we're at such a complicated time where like the album is. I want to put out the album. It's got to roll out. Just trust it says
And
painful.
what does that mean in 2025,
for
releasing
me.
an album? Like, it's not like I'm going to go to Sam the Record Man and buy a CD or whatever.
Yeah, I mean we'll have that too. I'll say like
Yeah, but you buy it
Like-
online, right?
buy it
you can buy
online.
physicals, too.
You can buy
So
it
you
at
can
the
go
concert.
to Sunrise in Cloverdale and buy this album?
We'll be
Let's
able
hope
to
so.
once the vinyl's
I know the
done,
manager
yeah.
there. Let me know if you want to talk to
Oh.
Robert Lawson.
Oh,
Indeed.
Well, that's a good name. I had a teaching assistant named Robert Lawson when I was
Really?
at Queen's University. I wonder
Okay,
if
maybe it's the same guy. This
Yeah.
Robert Lawson just wrote a book on Little Stevie from the E Street Band. And he
mean-
previously, the way I got to know him is he previously wrote a book about the Guess Who.
Yeah. Okay. I mean that.
Who?
That sounds
I knew
great.
you-
Yeah.
You know what?
I
You're
can't
actually,
guess.
to be honest, I'm not trying to be critical. I consider myself an amateur comedian. 2 beats too slow on that. Like 2 beats too late. I'll fix it in post.
Yeah, yeah, if you would.
Nobody will know. But yeah, Robert Lawson is like the official fact checker of the Toronto Mike podcast. And he's at
Ooh.
Sunrise at Cloverdale.
Wow, you didn't fire your fact checkers like Facebook
Yeah.
did.
Oh, very topical. Well, in Trump's Canada, you can hear all about Alter by Mom
Not
at
funny.
alterbymom.com, on Instagram, which everywhere we're Alter by Mom.
We're most
it's
active
very
on
easy.
Instagram. Yeah.
Come on to Blue Sky and be part of my little experiments of
And come
is
on to
this
Blue
funny
Sky.
or not?
Follow Altered by Mom.
Yeah.
But you have a domain name. You just said alteredbymom.com,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yep.
You should change your Blue Sky handle to your domain name.
Oh, put the .com in.
Because I'm TorontoMike.com on Blue Sky. It's kind of a way to be verified as, oh, you're official because you have access to the domain name.
Yeah,
you go.
that's not a bad
It's
idea.
easy to do.
Tell
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the webmaster, Gina or that
Oh.
term, by the way, antiquated term.
I think I'm the
Webmaster.
I'm the web mistress. Is what I try and be.
That's the new term.
Female
webmasters.
fronted.
So you're in the background. I'm going to read a little extra, and we'll talk about the Easter eggs. But this is the Rob Pruce cover of Rosie and Gray from Lowest of the Low off of their sensational 1991 album that I still love called Shakespeare in My Butt. And this, it's just Rob on his keys,
I love it.
just doing his thing.
Such a good song.
And that
It's coming up.
brings us to the end of our 1,613th show. Go to TorontoMike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. Much love to all who made this possible. That is Great Lakes Brewery, Palma Pasta. Don't leave without your lasagna. I'll get Morgan to get it for you because she wants to meet this rock star to my left. Not you, Devon.
Sorry,
okay?
Devon.
Sorry, Devon.
I'm cool with it.
RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Building Toronto Skyline. Welcome, Nick, to the Toronto Mike universe. and Ridley Funeral Home. We literally just recorded a new episode of Life's Undertaking, which is Brad Jones's excellent podcast. He was here just before you got here. You can listen to that new episode right now. See you all next week when my guest, I have to check my calendar. Oh, Chuck the security guard. You're too young. But Chuck the security guard, I'm like, you millennials don't know who Chuck the fucking security guard. Chuck the security guard, my next guest on Toronto Mike. See you all then. We're going to listen to these Easter eggs, which are coming soon. I realize he does another round. So we can talk over this, what does your shirt say, Devon?
Mine says Kamiko, and it's actually it's a cat who put out a heavy metal record during COVID. Yeah.
Shout out to Paul Mack, who is that cat's
Paul Mack
owner.
and Kamiko. It's called Social Distance.
Yeah.
And the cat
cool.
is the singer in the metal band.
Yeah. He only did a couple of shows though. Kamiko. He's retired now.
Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
And also,
Retired, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. That's what we say. But the E.T. shirt that Gina's wearing, and I feel like there's a tribute to Jaws on your arm, or am I reading too much into that?
There we go. I call her Pinky. But
This is all Steven Spielberg movies.
There we go. Well, apparently I'm obsessed.
Okay, ready to name the Easter eggs?
Okay.
You'll never get this. You're too young. But do you know what this is? This is my favorite show as a kid. This is The Friendly Giant.
Yeah, the Friendly Giant. I know that. Look up. Look
Yeah,
way
she does know.
up.
She does know. Okay, do you know this?
The Pizza Nova.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm 2 for 2.
This is the Alfie Zappacosta, FOTM Alfie Zappacosta Pizza Nova theme. Okay, what's this? Well, they're more like dudes, like dudes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's Romantic Traffic by Spoons.
Yes.
Which Rob Proust co-wrote. What's this?
Oh, The Office. No.
Good try. That was Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet.
Yes.
Having an average weekend, which is the theme
Kids
song
in the
for
Hall theme
Kids
song?
in the Hall. This guy
Oh,
knows.
that's right.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Love you.